Greetings fellow Planeswalkers, I'm S4MTG and it's time to grab your favorite Magic card so we can break it down piece by piece, layer by layer, like a goblin smashing a piñata. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand every part of a Magic card, but you'll be the person who casually drops phrases like mana cost efficiency at a game night. Let's dive into the anatomy of a Magic card. First up, we have the card name. This is the card's identity, or its elevator pitch if you will. Magic card names can be descriptive, like Giant Growth. Yeah, that's gonna make big stuff. Or completely terrifying, like Nicol Bolas the Ravager, which sounds like something you need a restraining order against. And then there are the weird ones, like Sarpedian Empires Volume 7? Who's reading all 6 other volumes? Probably Urza. That guy's everywhere. Remember the name, because cards sometimes care about other cards with specific names. Fun fact, there's a card named Counterspell that lets you counter a spell. Sometimes it's all in the name. Next up, the mana cost. This is the little number in the top right corner that tells you, hey, you want to play this card? You're going to need some mana. Symbols like white, blue, black, red, and green represent the 5 colors of Magic. You know, like a really dysfunctional Power Rangers team. Now some cards demand more, like this bad boy, Nicol Bolas the Ravager. 1 blue, black, red, and 1 generic mana. It's like Bolas is collecting rent from 3 different colors. Why? Because he can. Managing your mana cost is huge. Drop small spells early to set the board, and save up for big ones later. Unless you're that player who only keeps 7 mana cards and prays. Don't be that player. Here we have where the card tells you what it is, its role in life. The type line says if it's a creature, sorcery, artifact, enchantment, or one of those fancy planeswalkers. Creatures, they can attack, they can block, they can make you regret attacking. Sorceries and instants, spells for when you want to make a quick mess. Instants can be cast whenever. Sorceries are like introverts, only during your turn, thank you very much. Artifacts are cool toys and toys that stick around, like swords or rocks. Looking at you, Soul Ring. Enchantments are long-term effects that linger like a bad roommate. Bruh. Planeswalkers are basically allies with superpowers and giant egos. Lands are your mana factories, where the magic begins. Some cards get fancy, like being 2 types at once. Take Dryad Arbor. It's a creature and a land. That's right, this guy both attacks and produces mana. What an overachiever.
Wow.
Ah, the rules text. This is where the card actually tells you what it does. You'll find abilities, effects, and sometimes keywords. They're shortcut words that Wizards of the Coast uses so that the text doesn't look like an essay. Take a card like Questing Beast. It has so much text you'd think it was reciting the entire Magna Carta. But read it carefully, every word matters. Here's where things get fun, the flavor text. This doesn't affect gameplay at all, but it adds spice. It's like seasoning on a steak. It's not necessary, but you'd notice if it wasn't there. Here's one from Termagoyf. What doesn't grow, dies, and what dies, grows to Termagoyf. What does that mean? I don't know, but it sounds cool. Sometimes it's lore, sometimes it's jokes, sometimes it's just there. If it's a creature card, you'll see its power and toughness down here. Power is how much it hits for. Toughness is how much damage it can take before heading to the graveyard. Your little Llanowar elves might only be a 1/1, but they're a hard-working mana dork. Meanwhile, Blightsteel Colossus? That's an 11/11 with trample and infect. You don't block that, you call the police.
We will find you. 100% we will find you. And when we do, you're not going to see another daylight. You're going to be behind those bars. Yes, we're going to protect our community.
Finally, the set symbol tells you where the card is from. Rarities in this symbol color, black for common, silver for uncommon, gold for rare, and orange-red for mythic rare. Below that, you've got the artist credit. Shout out to Magic's artist, Legends. And that, my friends, is the full anatomy of a Magic card. Next time someone asks, hey, what does this card do? You'll be ready to hit them with the full breakdown. What's your favorite part of a Magic card? The art? The flavor text? Or is it just casting something ridiculous and watching your opponent panic? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay magical.